and the director of the Austin Comedy Film Festival. We've got an event coming up next week. We're going to be featuring all kinds of content that is comedy oriented, everything from music videos to series episodes, romantic comedy, dark comedy, sketch comedy, mockumentary, everything you can think of that is intended to make you laugh, content that is 30 minutes or less. We also have an event later on in the month, the next week, the Houston Comedy Film Festival, fall 2022. Same story, different place, different venue, and a different set of movies. So I hope you're able to join us. And our newest event is the Georgia Comedy Film Festival, which will be taking place in December. What do all three of those events have in common, other than the fact that we run them and operate them? We've got a filmmaker who's in all three, and that's Benjamin Smith. Our director's joining us. His film is called The Noddy House, which has already been nominated for a couple of awards. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Georgia, Austin, and Houston for inviting us to screen at all your respective festivals. It's so exciting to be here.
Appreciate that. Well, we are very excited to screen your films. Very funny and festive. If you haven't noticed, I see some decorations there, and let's get into it. Why don't you put the synopsis in your own words?
Oh, for sure. So yeah, The Noddy House is a dark Christmas time comedy. Basically, it's about Santa Claus. It's following Santa Claus, and it's basically a visit from Santa gone wrong. He basically meets his match at the house that he's visiting, which is filled with a bunch of weirdos, a family of freaks. Kind of inspired by like Addams Family type setups, and the play on words is in the title, The Noddy House. So I don't want to get too much into that because part of the bit is and the comedy is in just how naughty this family is.
All right, what was the inspiration here? Please tell me this isn't your family. This was outrageous, but tell me what was the inspiration?
For sure. Listen, every family's a little weird, you have your public face, but then also behind closed doors, things can get dysfunctional. But I wanted to actually show that I thought the Noddy House family unit was really interesting, just kind of in that Addams Family vein, that it takes all kinds kind of thing. And I just thought that despite them being like a bunch of weirdos, that they're still a loving family. And it's just something that's more like it's throwing Santa a curveball, that like he has to adjust his expectations for what makes a good loving family.
Well, from a production perspective, is there anything that you learned on this show? I feel like every shoot's a little bit of film school. What'd you learn on this one?
So much. So my previous film was a horror short, and it was basically my first short. And it was just pure ambition and driven, like dragging it across the finish line of just, we wanted so many practical effects, special effects, and just doing all these things. And it was a great sort of trial run for making what I would consider a much better, cleaner film in the Noddy House. Mm-hmm. It's just I learned so much more about what can go wrong, and I think just here we were able to make a beautiful production design. Like our camera and shots looked great. And we were just able to focus more on making something that just like felt very cohesive, and just something that just everyone can enjoy. Straightforward, a very straightforward, simple story that everyone's gonna get. But also just throw in a bunch of craziness, kind of like how that's kind of my theme for all my movies, is that it just goes off the rails.
Well, this is very good work. The judges enjoyed it. What's next for you after this one? What's the future hold?
Hopefully, I'd like to take this concept further. I'm deep into the script for a feature-length film of this, and it's just going to be a lot. It's going to get darker, funnier. That's the goal. Darker, funnier, and I've always wanted to do like a psychological study of Santa. Like, what is he feeling at certain times? Like, he can't always be jolly. He can't always be. Um, it just sort of. I think. I mean, that's going to be part of the comedy of it too. Is that you have this mythical guy, um, and that pretty much everyone kind of, at least if they're not celebrating him, they're aware of him and what he means in the world. Um, I think if we just sort of go hard on the realism of Santa's psychology, it could be a lot of fun.
All right. Good stuff, man. Well, if someone wants to get in contact with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so my company, Amoral Compass, is very active on social media, particularly on Instagram, which you can follow us at Amoral Compass Films. Um, it's really where you're going to get all the updates on what I'm up to, because I mean, that's basically what we follow, is whatever I do. But there's going to, just for upcoming screenings, we're in other festivals currently. Very soon, some screening very soon, but there are a lot more opportunities in the future to come out and see us, and we'll be more than thrilled to, chat. We love talking at festivals and all that.
All right. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate your time today, and we're looking forward to screening this one. I know we're going to defer the screening of this Austin Comedy Film Festival one until early next
Yeah.
year, and that's a benefit we offer to filmmakers, to make sure you're able to see your film screen live. But we'll definitely be screening in Houston and Georgia, and we're just looking forward to having it, and hopefully it'll get people in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, that's the hope.
All right, my friend.
Yeah. So I just before we leave off, I just wanted to also just once again thank all the judges over at at Austin, Houston, Georgia, and I hope you really enjoyed the film. Obviously, you did, to invite us. So thank you again for having us, and we can't wait to meet some of you once we're able to get down there.
All right. Thank you for the kind words, my friend, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Have a good